Hey y'all, it's me, Shea Butter Love, popping in on this beautiful, beautiful day. I decided to go ahead and record part 6 to my love series. I decided to record it from a different angle and a different position. I'm actually sitting on the ground, and I'm going to show you guys before I get real started on the grass. So, if you are new to my channel, I want to say welcome. I want to say thank you for chiming in. I want to say hit that like button, that notification bell, and please subscribe to my channel. If there is some content that you have seen in this video or in another video, please share it. I am here to merely be used as a vessel to hopefully help somebody in this human experience that we are all having. And if you are a old timer, the channel is not even old, but if you've been here, I want to say thank you for coming back. I want to say thank you for supporting me. The goal is to grow this page organically. I do not want it to just be a bunch of numbers with no interaction, no dialogue, or nobody receiving anything beneficial to them. Let me adjust this a little. That is better. Okay, so what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, got that out the way. I hope everybody had a beautiful weekend. And we're gonna get into this part 6, love. And today's topic is being equally yoked. I wanted to jump back into this love thing when it comes to, specifically dating, specifically romance, specifically being in a cohabitation situation, married, lovers, whatever, right? The dynamic of that. There is a saying that, especially for those of us that grew up in church, some of us, we grew up in a religious background. And if you are that type of person, you have heard this saying as a child, equally yoked. And I want to break that down, and I want to break down the importance of utilizing that term even in a context that is not religious, like at all. So back in the days, I remember when I was younger, I would hear people say, when you married and you're in a relationship, and I heard it in many sermons. And I mean, probably as young as maybe 6 or 7 years old, and I did not know what they were talking about per se. Equally yoked. So when we are talking about the term equally yoked, we are talking about two entities, whether they are groups, whether they are individuals, whether they are, in our context, in our case, the way we're speaking of it today is we're speaking about it in romance. We're talking about being of equal use, of equal value, of equal contribution, of equal love, just equality, more so or less. Now, I want to make this extremely clear from jump. There is no such thing as 50-50 in this life. I know a lot of people, the term is, thrown around and it's talked about. There is no such thing as 50-50. There is always going to be somebody that contributes more. But when we say equally yoked on this channel, and from my perspective, what I'm referring to is a couple of things. The first thing is whatever the contribution coming from you into your relationship, it should be matched to some degree or another from the other person that's coming in. It doesn't mean if this person brings 10 oranges, you bring 10 oranges. And I think that people get confused there. What it means is this person brought the knife, the fork, the spoon, and the plates, and this person brought the bread and the meat and possibly the drinks, and maybe this person provided the table. Do you get where I'm going with this? So those things can obviously fluctuate, and they can, mean different things and serve different purposes. And that is just an analogy using the utensils, the actual table, the food. This can go in the context of, say, for instance, you are in a relationship and this person does everything in the house, and this person brings everything from outside of the house to keep that house stable. But the person here is actually the person that's running the household, whether that be the cleanliness, the food, the keeping the food in the house, the dropping off, picking up of the children, however that may go. Now, this is where it can get kind of confusing. If you're in a situation as a person that is a giver, because givers belong with givers, and I want to say that was another part of my, being equally yoked I wanted to get into, excuse me. Another thing before I go further on. These videos are unedited, so any little blooper you see, if you hear a dog come up, if a dog come jump on my ass right now, just understand it can happen because I'm at a park. You know what I'm saying? So don't get too caught up in the, discrepancies. Don't miss the message, because I'm allowing the universe, I'm allowing God to use me as a vessel right now. And I'm just moving spiritually. That's the way I record my videos. I don't write notes and follow up. I don't do that. This is what I do here, and I do other things in other spaces. So this is my free space. So back to what I was saying. If you are a person that is a giver, you do not belong with a taker. I'm going to just be all the way 100. That is another context in the sense of being equally yoked. So if you got a giver, you got a giver. This person is giving life to the home. This person is giving a capacity of what contributes to that life, to the home. But we're going to go even deeper than that, because we're going to remove the things out of the equation. Let's remove things out. Because right now, I feel like, in this day and age and in this time, it's easier for people to relay every message to things, to money, to material. That is a part of the issue we are having right now. We're going to break this shit down to emotions. We're going to break this shit down to mentally. We're going to break this shit down to spiritual. We're going to break this shit down sexually. You know what I'm saying? Like, however y'all need to hear it, because we're talking about romantic relationships, dating, sneaky links, whoever the hell you identify as within your context of operating under some romantic ass shit, under some adult type thing, under some, lovey-dovey type thing, because that's what we talking about right now. I don't like to put a whole lot of emphasis on relationships. I like to give a little bit here and there when I am moved, and I was just moved to do it this morning. I've been getting a lot of downloads about this, and I'm thankful for them, because within what I'm feeding myself, I can feed y'all, hopefully. You feel what I'm saying? Givers and givers. You in a relationship with somebody, and this is how people get depleted, because they are unequally yoked. You're in a relationship with somebody that they give so much emotionally. I mean, like, they give so much. They the person that's coming to the table with the we need to talks. They the person that's coming to the table with the tissue to wipe the tears. They the person that's coming with all the hugs, all the emotional support. Whatever emotional support looks like to you, they're coming with all of the intimacy. They're the person that comes with all that, because in a relationship, typically, there is going to be one person that brings a little bit more of that. You're lucky if you get with somebody that can meet you halfway. You know what I'm saying? Because for the lovers, y'all understand what I'm saying. For the people that love deeply, for the creative people, for the artists, there is a different type of experience that we provide. And it's very easy for us to meet and match with people that we are unequally yoked with, because a lot of motherfuckers, they move under a different context, and they don't know what it means to be in our type of aura. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you from a place of being a giver, being a lover, being a person that is always going to go over and beyond because she wants to. But what happens with that is because you want to do it, right? Nobody's forcing you to. You want to do it. And let's say, for instance, you're dealing with somebody for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You love this person. 10 years, 20 years. And that's your position. If you're not equally yoked with that party, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to be at a space that we call burnout. A lot of people talk about this in the mental health field. Social workers, psychologists, therapists, whatever, they reach levels of burnout. And they reach the level of burnout because what it is they gave more than they received. They gave too much. And even in the event that you was never met with your equal portion of giving, hell, you ain't got half of that. You didn't even get half of it. So then what it creates is not only are you depleted, not only are you burned out, you mad as hell. You pissed off because guess what? You did have an expectation. You did have a requirement. You did have a desire for admiration, acceptance, receiving something to meet you where you was meeting a person. And then that ain't even the worst part about it. The worst part about it is when you have given, right? And you get to a point where, let's say you do reach burnout. A lot of people are good humans gone bad because of this, because they don't have the energy, the capacity, or the strength to repair themselves, to renew themselves, to grow past a situation in which they should have stopped that shit long before it even got to that point. And this ties also into self-love. Because if you truly love yourself, you will not accept being unequally yoked with somebody. It will be of high importance because guess what? Your goal is longevity. And even if your goal ain't longevity, your goal is a certain type of experience. So if you having an experience for 2 years, you want your 2 years to be of this caliber. You want it to be high level. You want it to be a deep desire. You want it to be highly affectionate, right? And when you are a giver and you are equally yoked with your romantic partner, male or female, this message is for the men and the women, because this ain't just always about women. Sometimes men need to hear these messages too. When you are met with somebody you are equally yoked with, you can reach a higher level of ecstasy. You can begin to elevate within your ability to love and give, because guess what? Your energy has been matched. It gives you a stronger desire to truly give of yourself from your heart space. This is where you can get involved with tying in spirituality. Because then now what happens is you done ran across somebody that has tapped into a deeper level than just emotions and heart. This is a deeper level of care. This is beyond lust. This is beyond just the cliche terminology definition of love. As humans, we need more than that. When you know, you know. If you're one of those individuals that know, you know, right? So I want to get into another thing too while I'm thinking about it right now and talking about why it's important for you to be equally yoked. Because when you're not equally yoked and you meet somebody in a half-ass energy, you giving 100 of yourself, they giving 25%. And please understand, this can happen at times, but it should be fluctuating. If somebody just lost their mother, if somebody just had an accident, if somebody just received bad news when it comes to their health, maybe they was healthy all their life, now all of a sudden they got lupus. If somebody is overly working, if somebody is starting something new, if somebody is in a bad space, that's where communication takes place. They're going to communicate to you like, hey, I'm not all the way where I need to be right now. So, don't take none of this 25% personal, because I'm coming back with the 75 when I'm ready. And communication is important, which is going to be another video for another time, so I don't want to give too much information there. But say, for instance, that's your situation. And what ends up happening is you got to dumb down your shit to meet somebody at their low frequency ass level. That is not good. Because what you have is humans that have the capacity to go further, beyond, love deeper, have the highest level of experience within a love department, which is going to make you a better parent. It's going to make you a better human being. It's going to make you sleep better. It's been proven. Y'all could do the research on your own. Do the research on your own. People that have a deeper level experience of love, and like true intimacy, like true love. I'm not talking about struggle love. I'm not talking about convenient love. I'm not talking about love that you just, settled in because it makes sense, because they got this house and they got these things and we got these kids. That ain't really love. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about love where you truly chose an individual. You chose an individual when it didn't make sense sometimes. When the cards was laid out and y'all cards it didn't always look good on paper, but you chose this person because they provided you a deeper level experience, which will, in fact, upgrade your life. You can manifest at the highest levels when this is where it is you are, right? And I'm extremely passionate about this topic because we live in a society where things have changed so much, and I'm glad that I'm getting older, and I'm glad that I was born during the time I was born, because I've gotten to see life and humans at so many different levels. I've gotten to see a lot of shit fluctuate. Shout out to y'all that was, that's y'all in my generation. For those of you that know my age, but if you don't know my age, I'm never telling my age again. That's another thing I made, promise I made to myself this year. If you meet me and you don't know my age, it's not nothing for me to really contribute there. I just told one last person, but it's somebody that I know is going to be around me for a while that needed to know, but that's a whole nother topic. You know what I'm saying? So, equally yoked. Being equally yoked is important. And more so or less, it's about this being a giver and a taker thing. It's not always necessarily, if you are dealing with somebody that is super physically fit, you need to be super physically fit. Nah, that ain't it. But you do need to have the desire to want to better your body. Let's be 100. Do you think you're going to see somebody be successful and they're super obese and their person is super physically fit in a physical capacity? The only way that this is going to happen is if the person that is super obese wants to better their health. Or what's going to happen? The person that's physically fit is going to fall off. They got to dumb down the level of love that they give to themselves in the physical department. This is not to say that they ain't equally yoked in other areas, because we have so many different areas that we have to deal with within our relationships. But certain things are of high importance. When you are with somebody and the relationship is sexual, givers need to be with givers. If you're in a relationship and your partner is more of a taker, and they always have to, lay back and everything has to be initiated to them, that shit gonna get old. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. It might be real cute in the beginning and the end, but it will come a time, unless you guys are super cool with that dynamic, and that's how the established dynamic has taken place, as far as I like to be the giver, I like to be the taker. That's the only time it's gonna work, is if it's mutually agreed upon. And that's still being equally yoked, because there's a mutual agreement. But if it's like, I'm a taker, I'm a giver, I'm just here for other reasons, the frustrations, the headbutting comes, it ain't never going to end. It's going to become a war. Literally. It's going to become War 2, 3, and 4. It's going to constantly go on and on. So, when you are in a place where you are truly in love with yourself, you choose what chooses you. Like, for real. And the level that you choose yourself at and the level that the person is choosing you at, it needs to be very close. You should not be choosing people that are not choosing you. I'm talking about actions. I don't give a damn about words, because people will show you what they need to show you. And by that, you will say, yeah, we are equally yoked. This is way deeper than finance. As you see, I did not talk about money, because I don't even want to talk about money. Money come and go. You can meet somebody on Monday. They could be a millionaire. You could be with their ass for 4 years and they lost it all, because that don't even mean nothing all the time. I'm talking about equally yoked beyond that, because if you equally yoked beyond the material, if you're equally yoked beyond things, there's a lot of things that you can there's a lot that you can manifest in this life. There's a lot that you can do mutually in this life, because then the love has been matched, the trust has been matched, everything has been matched. Everything. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that this message reached somebody today. This is the longest video I've done in a while, but I'm in a super good space. I just finished meditating. I'm sunbathing. I'm getting it in. I just finished working out and I feel extremely, good today. So I wanted to post this video on love. And I hope that whoever you're loving is loving you equally. And I hope that wherever you put your intimacy, your time, your affection, that you are receiving that in return. And if you're not, I put that onto you that you will. Today. Today you will receive that. All you got to do is change your mind, change your position, and allow yourself to understand when it is time to keep it moving. If you're not. Some people can be worked with. You know what I'm saying? Love is it can be complicated at times. It's not always bubblegum, glitter, and all of that. You will know if you are working with somebody that is working with you. You will know if you are loving somebody that is loving you. You will know if you are truly in a space that is allowing you to be your highest level of intimate. That is allowing you to be at the highest level of ecstasy. That is allowing you to be at the highest level of vulnerability. And if you are not, your love is being dumbed down because you are not equally yoked. You are not with a person that provides love at an equal level that you provided. They don't love like you. They don't move like you. And that's okay, because there's somebody out there that will love at the level that they love, and they need to go find that person. And you need to allow that and make room for yourself so that you can find a person that is for you. So I hope the message was for somebody. Words of wisdom, words of encouragement, free game. If you're still watching the video, drop something. Tell me something. How you feel about love is so important. But more importantly than how you feel is how you move through your experience of love. Whether it is longevity you are looking for or experience, your love needs to be matched. Because if your love ain't matched, everything else is going to be unequally yoked. Peace.